Hey y'all, come on in here. How y'all doing today? Today is Thursday. You know, it's a thankful Thursday. It's a throwback Thursday. And it's a thinking of a master plan Thursday. Get on in here. Come on through. Come on in. And while you get in here, say hey. Because my granny said when you come into a man's house and there's peace, you leave peace. And if you enter into a man's house, there's no peace, you get up and take your peace with you. And she said it's just plumb rude that you the one entering into the house and you don't speak. So I'm already speaking to everybody. As I enter into y'all house, I want to say good morning to you. How do you do? Did you sleep good last night? Was your body snuggled tight? Did you rest like you should? Does your body feel good? Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. How do you do? Did you sleep good last night? Was your body snuggled tight? Did you rest like you should? Does your body feel good? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Hello, each and every one of you. As my Aunt Flo would say, come on in the room, honey. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Jesus is my doctor, and he writes out all of my prescriptions, and he gives me all of my medicine in my room. Come on in the room. Oh Lord, come on in the room. Hey, Jesus is my doctor, and he writes out all of my prescriptions, and he gives me all of my medicine in my room. Get on in here. So how y'all doing on this blessed day, this fine day, the day that the Lord has made, a thankful day, a day that you ain't gonna never see no more, so you better make the best out of the day that you're in. And I pray for anyone right now that's not feeling your best on the day, that woke up in pain, that is hurting in your body. I ask that God remove it. And I ask that God heal you where you hurt. And I ask that he restore your joy and remove the pain and dry tear-stained eyes and send latter rain. Those that are grieving their loved ones during this holiday time, thinking of what used to be and how it used to be and when it once was, in the times of what we call good days. And I pray that your last days be better than your first days, and that you will be happy and find pleasure and a memory on a throwback Thursday that will keep you in perfect peace if your mind is stayed on him. Hey, Pretty Joy, I see you. Now, I got some stuff to talk about today, but I want to encourage you, and I want you to understand that when you let the Lord handle it, he gonna handle it the way he gonna handle it. If you just be still and let the Lord do it, don't be like Rebecca and mess it up. He don't need our help. Now, the help that he requires of us is to be obedient and to pray and to be mindful and to be thankful. You know, not to be grievous in vengeance, because vengeance is the Lord. He gonna repay. And just like I said, when evil people get through using each other, they throw you away. You are now, when people that have a criminal mindset, and the leaders, when you have a cult mentality, I do not care how much you say you like me. If that cult leader tells you that you's a traitor and don't have nothing else to do, you gonna do what the cult. That's why I tell y'all, I don't fool with them latter days, and I don't fool with them Jehovah's, because God does not separate family. God brings family together. He told you in 2 Chronicles chapter 7, healing the land is healing family. So when you hear these maggots call a person that supported them for 5 years straight and used millions of their money, who are they? They don't mean nothing to me. And then the other people that said they like that person goes along with the cult leader. It causes a reaction. You know, like how praise confused the enemy? Honey, a woman's scorn is something to play with. It's best for you to stay in the rooftop of your house than to deal with a cackling woman. Try to tell y'all, wolves travel in a pack, but that's one thing about a wolf. A wolf will turn against each other. A wolf will eat each other. A wolf will devour each other. A wolf will take down another wolf and will tear another wolf up. A wolf will eat a wolf. There are some animals, God just designed them not to even crave meat. Big as they are, dinosaurs are vegetarians. Big as they are, they do not crave each other. They don't even crave meat. Nope. And another nope. They don't. So you know what I should have done? I should have started this live when I came back out of this building. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in here while ain't nobody in here and get my toes done, because y'all know I'm finna go on vacation. But when I get through telling y'all a story about, I don't trust the maggots. You know how they said anybody that was Democrat believed in abortions? So anybody that's a maggot, they believe in SA and child and pedophiles. I can't be around them. I can't be around people that support. They can't be Christians because they supporting pedophiles. They're approving and letting a man come to the White House that beheaded thousands of his people and Americans and stood side by side. How you think our military got to feel when we had one of the biggest wars against Saudi Arabia and he beheaded people? These megas, I can't have them on my life. I wouldn't want to be around them. I don't trust them. Don't let your children be around them. They support this. They put their stamp of approval. They're for it. They supported Epsom salt. And you know, Elonia Muscadines is back in the picture, of course. He shows up. He ain't never went nowhere but across the street. Be careful who you let around your children. Watch them red hats. Don't let them pray for you or nothing. Because I'm going to walk you down Straight Street. And I'm going to tell you how many cases from around the late 80s to the early 90s and early 2000s. I grabbed the wrong book, not it. That the leader of the free world has had at least, I'm going to just give you 5. 5. No, I didn't receive an email from you. You have to make sure you put an S. Today is what, Wednesday? No, today Thursday. Over here. We ain't winding down. We skipped to Thursday. Yeah, today Thursday over here, Willie. Because this is a thirst trapping Thursday. Tomorrow be a blessed Thursday. Today is thinking of a master plan. They sweating bullets today. They saying, go ahead, release it. Go ahead. We ain't scared. We trying to erase everything. But did y'all know that y'all leader of the free world, 5 cases in the 90s and the beginning of the 2000s. One guy name was Michael Parker. 10-year-old boy. Over there in Mar-a-Lago, Palm Beach in 1992. The orange bell pepper paid his parents $3 million. California. It was a 12-year-old. He gave their family $1 million. 89 allegations of forced intercourse in Rump Towers in New York City. Number 3, Charles Bacon, 11 years old. Another one that had happened in the Rump Hours in New York City. Gave that family over $3 million. Rebecca Conway, 13-year-old. Claims of in one of the romps in the Vineyards estate in Charlottesville, Virginia. That was in 2012. They paid $5 million to settle that one. And then there's a little girl named Maria Overly, like Averly, but it's Overly. She was 12 years old. In 1993, forcible in Mar-a-Lago, Palm Beach, Florida. They gave her family $16 million. And I'm going to tell you something. The people that got pardoned, some of them is already back in prison because he pardoned people, pardon my language, just like him. We only just begun to live. Now there is no immunity. There's no immunity from treason and bribery under no circumstances. Over there in the Twitter sphere, they've been over there running at their mouths and talking. They have. Some of them, we had one Republican that voted not to release the Epsom salts. And that's because he's from Louisiana. Now what got him in trouble, and when you know they tell lies, and they like little girls and boys and stuff, he said because you can't release the names of the victims, but you already did. You already done played and released victims' names. You already played that game. Remember the little girl that was sick and stuff, and you used her during your election, and the father said, stop mentioning my daughter's name. Get her out of this election. But you kept doing it. Remember one of the victims that was supposed to have had something happen to them out of the Epsom salt. Epsom salt that you were soaking in. That you got pictures with. Epsom salt. You released the name. You screamed Virginia. And you're trying to erase every Republican out of the files. But I don't care if it's a dim in there. Everybody that's connected to doing that to them poor little white YT boys and YT girls. We didn't make the cut. Too much rump. Because they say Pepper got a poker. Baby, they say if you turn the circumference of your eye to the side, that's what Pepper got. You take your hand and put it in your eye socket, and you twist it all the way around the circumference. That's what Pepper got. They say Pepper got a poker. And they said it's looked like an eye sticking out a lot of reddish gray hair. Because, you know, the Pepper got after his daughter right above me in Dalton. That's why she don't like him. You didn't know he had a crush on his own daughter? That's why she didn't want them touching her when she went there and stood when he won the first time. That's why you don't see the one right up here in Dalton deal with him at all. Daddy Dookie Dot Pants. Likes cheering. Got to be a certain age and caliber. And another thing, the reporters that asked the question, see, they tell you to go watch Fox News, but you got to have two news on at the same time. You got to have Fox News on and CNN and stuff like that. Because when they ask the question about having the Saudi Arabia man that beheads people, Fox News did a commercial break. CNN didn't. And that's why he want to now try to sue NBC for asking a question. And then he talked to the reporter. He don't like women because, you know, his mama treating him bad. Y'all do know that. She used to call him fat and worthless. And so he talks bad to women, especially women reporters. Kind of makes sense. Like him and Clinton Clatter broke up, and it just ain't been the same since he can't choke the chicken. But you want to get rid of the LGBT community, perhaps because your whole boy group, y'all play like y'all LGBTQ on y'all yacht trips. Y'all choke chickens. Cock-a-doodle do. Now let's keep going. Two Supreme Court judges blocked the redistricting of Texas. Well, they were only doing that to try to get certain seats so that, you know, Jasmine Crockett can't get her seat. You know how that go. Let's get on into why we broke. Let's talk about that we got so many problems with homeless people in America, but we just keep getting in other people's business and keep sending Israel some stuff as they do they genocide stuff. Israel ain't right, y'all. They want to use the Bible that God, Jesus, you know, come from Israel and we supposed to take care of Israel. No. Israel was Jacob's kids. Israel, the seeds of Abraham. That Israel. The country is just the country. So there's a little town. Did y'all look it up? Eswatini in Africa. They keep giving our money to places and say we broke over here. All you yampers got to reapply. I just can't be around no maggots. They like little boys and girls. All of them. They stand for it. They support it. They all support molestation. I remember growing up. Make me wonder now, is he in the maggot community? They make it comfortable for them to go after their grandchildren and great-grandchildren. You know, in slavery, we couldn't protect our kids. Now the maggots is making it easy for pedophiles to keep filing. What did you say? Who did you say was criminals? Did you say that immigrants were criminals? The little Mexicana Villa Legos living in Villa Lego? They live in Villa. How is the immigrants and the illegal people here? But y'all got a whole island full of little whitey boys and whitey girls. Who really trapped in the closet? Who all really did know where R. Kelly did a lot of his stuff and where Diddy did his stuff? Because, you know, they say all of us Dems believe in the abortion. So if we all believe in it, then they must all believe in the files of the pedo. They must all believe in the boys club and the little girls club and the SA club and the 8 club. Pay close attention to your surroundings. Ain't that what we do when we command our day? We give God the glory, the honor, and the praise. We LYFE. We love ourselves first every day. We pay attention to our surroundings and we pray without ceasing. See, you got to understand why the book of Esther was chosen, because it was just a playland for men. The king was having his time. He called Vesta out and said, I've been drunk for 80 days. Go get my wife so they can see what I'm working with. Vesta was like, they ain't finna ape me. I ain't going. That's what Vesta said. I ain't finna go. They ain't finna ape me. He said the last week of celebration is for the people. So you know they finna get rid of this joker's wild. It's too much of a threat now. Because see, Peter Thill, he wants Van Dinkelwinkle. He cannot stand the orange pepper, baby. And since the orange pepper done everything in the big, beautiful, bouncy house, it's time to bounce. Well, the problem is they got to do the things the heritage said. It is your heritage group said. You got to build a big, beautiful thing. So all the dignitaries around the world, did I not tell you they're going to start coming and bow down to him? And lo and behold, here come the sheep that cuts the heads off from Saudi Arabia. I wonder if he sucked that musty set of nuts. You know they don't even use degree. They didn't want him touching him. I don't know how much hand sanitizer they gave him, but that was the quickest handshaking hug I saw ever. He was like, slide over there. Move over there. You're smelling like a bucket of onions. White onions. Move over there. Move. Look like you came out the Valdelia onion field. All the dignitaries got to come. All the flags are going to be in there. I already see how it looks. When you go into the big, beautiful bouncy house, flags from around the world, Craig, and they dignitaries will be hanging. Banners will be up around the world. I will be the one that done this. The only one that did this. I'm the only leader that was able to do this, that, and the third. Yeah, you're right. You're the only leader that about done starved us out. And then what's going to happen is Van Dinkelwinkle can throw his wife away for being a Buddhist. And then sweep up Charlie the Blowfishes. And then the very thing, as Nixon said, the very thing you either gonna let us put you away and say you can no longer do it because you sick, or I promise you, you will be going to prison because we don't need you no more. You're not a good look. We're about to break you down. And yes, we're going to let you get trapped in these files in another way. Not in your name. But there's a trail that we are aware of. That if you don't do what we tell you to do when the time comes, JJ, you in trouble. Now you got to follow this through. Because we done spent up them Yamps money. We done spent up FEMA's money. And Noah, well, his ark might as well be everywhere, baby, because we ain't even got nobody to tell us what's going on with the weather. And your image is too bad for the heritage. You done too much because you waiting for man to forget. And then you went up here and messed around with the Marsh Trader Green, the marshmallow, Hulk Hogan, and Ric Flair's daughter. Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair's daughter that lives right up here near his daughter. And said you didn't want to have nothing else to do with her, and you wasn't going to endorse her, and neither was your cult people. She going to lose her. See, I don't feel sorry for her. I want to be a friend, though, because I could use a couple of coins. I mean, if she want to get together and I can listen to her. I mean, she want to sprinkle me. Times are hard, yeah. I need a little push. I need a little more than $1.92 in stars every day when I come on here. Like, I can't even go to lunch. Like, I can't even go eat over here at the ramen noodle where I'm next to. I can't, because y'all just stinking, stingy right now. Hello, Rosalind. Rosalind, I want to go a little further in this, but Elder Rosalind, I can't even get a gift. Rosalind, please tell me, Rosalind, I don't want to Rosalind, I don't mind having broke friends, but I don't want to have friends that think they're broke. I can't have a thinking mentality. Just go with me what I'm finna say. I don't mind friends that's sick, but I don't want people to think they're sick. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, I think if that I'm well, and I think if that I'm rich. But the blueprint in the black, it's White House said, you go against one thing that I say, then I think you's a traitor. I think anybody that don't do what I say, I'm going to sue, including the blackest White House. I like gifts, and I like to give gifts. So I'm going to send 5.1 million over just to hold 14 immigrants in Africa, in a little remote country. 14, that's $340,000 for each person. I don't make that a year. I don't know about you. I don't get a tax return for that much. And if they did house the 160 that they agreed to, that would be $32,000 a year to house an inmate that you could have housed in America. Now, they sent that Jamaican on back to Jamaica. But the other ones, instead of sending them back to their countries, he housing them in Africa. But we broke. Let's keep going. We had a problem with that. That's under human trafficking. You trafficking these people. Now, there is a videos that show you what's happening to the Palestinian women in prison. They doing what they did to us, slaves, in the prison in Louisiana. You know, Louisiana is your little breeding station. And what they used to do was arrest women and put the women in prison with the men and let them ape them and get them big in the stomach. Keep us in prison and have the babies. And the babies became wards of the state. And the babies stayed in the prison up to 10. Then they auctioned them off at the auction blocks. Property to help pay for schools to be built that slaves couldn't go to. Well, it's worse. The Palestinian women are getting aped on a daily basis. Choked out and beat. And they making videos of it. And you welcomed a man to the blackest White House in the blackest neighborhood that have beheaded Americans, our military, that have held people hostage. The Saudi Arabian war. Boy, it gotta be a magic rug somewhere with Arabian Nights. And you thought we was jealous of your red hat. Go on TikTok. They burning they red hats. I'm thinking about getting me some nails, but I got so much cooking. I ain't never had no nails before. Y'all think I can do some nails? Maybe some short, cute ones? Because I want Eddie to enjoy me on vacation. I want to be pretty from head to toe. No children allowed. Well, let's keep on talking. It's cost about $98 billion in taxes are paid for illegals. $98 billion these illegal people pay in taxes. And they can't get nothing. They can't get no Medicaid, no Obamacare, nothing. They can't get no yamps. They can't get Section A. They can't get government high. They can't get nothing. But you give them a tax ID number and you let them work here and you let them pay and they get nothing. I don't know if I can deal with color. I just don't know. I've never had them done. I thought about changing it up. See, I just always cook. And I thought these little tiny hands might be cute with a little hint. Maybe clear with a little line of red. Not the whole thing be red. Or a little line of orange. Somewhere between these two. Get the dip powder. Dip powder. Okay. I asked for some dip powder. Get the nude. Okay. I ain't never had no nails. Never had no fingernails. Never. I'm so country. Look at that. So listen, I got to make red velvet cake. 2, I got to make, I did coconut. And I need to make another set of coconuts so I can get them on out the way so my sister can take that coconut cake to Atlanta and I have one for there. And I got to make a peanut butter. I got to go find a container. Got to go to Walmart. Do red with the snowflake. Oh, now that would be cute. Then I thought about, what if I get them on and do rainbow colors like this? What do y'all think if I get them on and do rainbow colors? I thought about doing all the colors on my arm. What y'all think? Little fun nails. Do the rainbow collection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Yeah, okay. Y'all say yeah, no, yeah. Okay, let's finish this up. They said the reason why they had to skip over the due process. So let me help y'all understand why it is wrong to send all these illegal immigrants over to Africa. They didn't do due process. They did not process these people in. They forfeited their due process, which means they didn't give them a limited time to plead their case in the Supreme Court. That's human trafficking. You done sent people's loved ones to a whole nother country without due process. And you said that you didn't do due process because it was going to take up taxpayers' money. The Supreme Court ruled that they could just discriminate based on skin color, language, skin color, language, the accent, your dialect. And so because of that, because me took a look at this, no due process for me, friend. Friend, no due process for me. Best friend, they tell me cannot go to the Supreme Court, they don't do the prime. And the for me, friend. They send me to Africa, friend. I had a hot flash, friend. So you mean to tell me they didn't let you do it? One? No, friend. No due process for me. They send me over to Africa in the country. I can't even say as one friend. As one Tina friend. Oh my God. So millions of people are deported. Democrats did it. But they gave them due process. Yep. And it didn't cost us that much money. It didn't cost us $5.1 million. Now, I want you to understand, this could become the second island of the Epsom salt. It's in a whole nother country. The president does not have immunity for treason or bribery under no circumstance. $5.1 million to hold 14 immigrants in Eswatini, Africa. I want to get my other phone out, and I want to find out where this is located in Africa, and why did they choose this small country to send? Because I was told they was going to send them over there to El Salvador. Now all of a sudden, it's a little small town. Eswatini, Africa.
Flights from Atlanta to Manzini leaving December 5th and coming back December 9th start at $2,487. The shortest flight is about 32 hours and 15 minutes long. You can choose different travel dates on your screen.
Child, they got. Child, this place has got. Child, this place. Child, they done sent them to Hutville. Child, ain't nothing there. Child, they done sent them to, well, child, what kind of jail they got over there? They finna work these people. They finna work these people like King Tut. They got rhinos and child, these folk is finna be over there working their fingers. Let's see why it's famous. The kingdom of Eswatini is one of the world's last remaining absolute monarchies. The king rules by decree over his million subjects, most of whom live the countryside and follow traditional ways. Can Americans go to Eswatini? You don't need a visa to go to Eswatini. If you have a United States passport, you don't need a visa. You can travel to your destination for a limited stay. Be sure to check other entry requirements. Let's see what else. Why is Eswatini so rich? The economy of Eswatini is fairly diversified. Agriculture, forestry, mining accounts of about 13% of the GDP, whereas manufacturing tiles, sugar plantations. Is it a rich or a poor country? Eswatini has one of the highest poverty rates in South Africa. They about to work these people's tongues out. Can you drink the water? The tap water is not Eswatini, is not always safe to drink. So now you sending them somewhere where the water ain't even safe to drink. Is it safe? Is Eswatini safe for solo female travelers? It is probably not a good idea for a woman to travel on her own to Eswatini. But if you do, at least be vigilant in order and avoid horrible surprises. Is 100 US dollars a lot in, well, we don't want to do it. What is a religion? 90% of Eswatini's population is Christian, including 20% is Catholic. 2% is Muslim, under 10% which belongs to other religions. So you pick a monarchy country to send these people where the president can do what he wants to, how he wants to, and treat them any way he wants to. He's a monarchy. Who gonna check him, boo? It's a landlocked country in southern Africa. It borders by South Africa on all sides except for the northeast, where it borders with Mozambique. Now listen, we already know who from South Africa. I gotta go ahead and I gotta go ship off another order of seasonings. Thank y'all for buying my seasoning. We already know that Elona Muskrat Muscadines knew a remote place where they can do what they want to and work them people and let them live in huts and treat them like slaves. This is who you voted for. This is when corruption put on corruption. Mortality and not immortality. This is what you get when you make deals with only the wicked. This is what you do when you call a person that's only for their own people to make something great again that they stole. This is what you do when you rub shoulders with the Yahtzees and you send out money to places that your background folk come from, that hated anybody that didn't have blonde hair and blue eyes. Poe Anne Frank. And the Anne Frank story is something you need to go watch. Thank you so much, Mother Eleanor Garrison. I did get your cash out. Rosalind, what color should I get my nails? Elder said I could get my nails painted. Rosalind, do you think I ought to put some nails and do multiple colors, Rosalind? This is what you get when you deal with someone that don't have a conscience. This is what you get when you deal with somebody that only thinks about their crew and not you. Did you get my cash out? I didn't know you sent me one. I just seen it. Thank you. I'll go to lunch on you. I'm going to lunch, y'all. Listen, I'm going to get to go next door and get me something to eat. Michelle, will you want to be a Jehovah Witness? We would love to have you as an auxiliary. Michelle Matthews Clark, one of our Jehovah Witnesses, a Latter-day Saints. She gave me something for lunch. And Miss Kathleen Darby, she gave me something. Yes, steady. Anybody else? Because at this point, we're all going to be on weight loss shots. Yeah. And I want you all to know I look swole. But I promise y'all I ain't swole. God is so good. My weight is still coming off. I wish I had somebody could show y'all what I got on. I don't know how to prop my camera up. I'm going to turn it as best I can. I'm going to go stand. I'm going to turn it. And you're going to catch me at the corner. Oh, Lord. It's just steroid. see me? I'm getting a little gap. Y'all see me over to the... I just look bulky in the car. See that little, look at that. But I'm going to go get me some sushi. I'm going to get me some soup. Yeah, it's just sometimes because of the steroids when you get on tens and stuff. And then I got to get drips in my back on the 11th. So I can just grab it up. But you can tell I really ain't, because it's just... But listen, Rosalind, I got lunch. Rosalind, I don't know if I got enough lunch for you, but I know I got enough lunch for me. I didn't get that many, Rosalind, I didn't get that much, but you can eat some of mine. You want to go to lunch with me? Rosalind, Elder's paying for your lunch. One of the new ones, Rosalind, Michelle Matthews, one of our new recruits for the auxiliaries, not the pioneer, Rosalind. You're a pioneer. I'm a pioneer. Rosalind, she's paying for my nails. She's paying for my lunch. I'm so excited, Rosalind. Call me. Rosalind, I gotta go drop my medicine off. Oh my God. Rosalind, I almost forgot to tell you. Rosalind, I gotta turn in my prescription. I almost forgot, Rosalind. I need to be doing that. So I need to run in here while ain't nobody here. I done gave y'all an hour of power, but I ain't done. Oh yeah, Rosalind, we're gonna eat sushi together. Tell her not to hit when you go in the store. Rosalind, I don't want you to pull nobody's hair, Rosalind. We can't make them be a Jehovah's Witness. Happy birthday! Today is a special day. It is a day that everything will go your way. Today is the day you were born, Dorothy Wilson. It's your birthday. You got it going on. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. What you gonna do today for your birthday? Go out to eat today on your birthday. Do what you want to do. It's your birthday. I just came to say happy birthday. Let me tell you what God showed me before I get off of him. And I was telling them on TikTok, I was washing my face. And it's like God took me in the Bible days. And God had showed me where 2020, the plague was like Pharaoh. And he kind of showed me, he said, you got Joseph. He said, you got Daniel. And then you got Esther. Right? Happy birthday to everybody's birthday today. And he said, they all have something in common. They all are where they don't want to be, but they where they need to be. They all did something for their people, and it was a sacrifice. They all had one thing in common, is that they trusted me and they had a relationship with me. And so therefore, they may have been in captivity, but in every situation, he gave them favor. So God said, tell my people. Y'all remember when I told y'all we were going to be in captivity? Do y'all remember when I sat on my porch and said we would be in captivity? Some of us won't know it. Some of us will. But we got favor. God said he put everyone in a position for favor. Joseph, there was 7 years of plenty and there was 7 years of lack. He put him there. Daniel, he prayed toward Israel. Wouldn't eat nothing from the king's table. He had favor for king after king after king. I think he served 5 or 7 kings. And then there's Esther. She didn't want to sleep with that little funky king. That wasn't a man of her dreams. But that was favor. She had favor from her eunuch that dressed her. She humbled herself. You know what the king like? You dress me. And God gave her the look. He hid who she was under the veil. He couldn't even see she was a Jew. He liked that. A lot of people like our snatch. I'm telling you. I don't know what it is about some colorful snatch. But these men love this. White tees love this colorful snatch. And so she saved her people. She still had to live there. She still was married. It never said she got a divorce. Joseph said, I'm going to stay in the land of Egypt, but when I die, take my bones over there with my daddies in the land of Canaan. Daniel, he died in captivity. He never got married. He was fine. Never had no children. But he had a life of plenty. So what are you saying? God always take care of his people. We are in a land, a strange land. And over here, we are in captivity. But he promised never to leave us alone. And he's raising up. He's raising up people that will overturn the hate toward people of color. And the first will be last. And the last will be first. And they're going to drain the swamp. And all these places will be available for the people that hid in the swamp to go and inhabit. Because you know the slaves hid in the swamps. That's your terminology of draining the swamps. I don't know how we hung in there with the alligators. I'm sure we probably invented alligator shoes. You know, we was the ones had to develop our own stuff and use the hives of the animals to stay warm. And as we sat out there with the sheep, we had to make our own coats. And I don't know, but we walked through some dangerous places and we got bit up and ate up and we learned the medicine. But now the Lord said, 2020, when the plague hit, like Pharaoh, that was the beginning. 5 years later, you entering into sorrow. In 2026, you're going to put a foot into sorrow. But God said it's going to be a little rough. But he already got some people in place. And he's going to bring the people back into the church. And he's going to pour his spirit. Baby, it's going to be a big revival. People are going to be seeking God while he can be found. But in between 2026 and 2027, there's going to be a shifting in the atmosphere. And us in captivity, we ain't going to have nothing to do with it. It's going to be a battle of authority and kings and dictatorship. I ain't losing my teeth. This is candy. And the things that they try to take away permanently, they're going to need it. Get ready. They're going to lower the interest rates low as they can get them in hopes to stage and to save a dying market. Because what you don't know is some of the places and some of the builders have had to send their lumber back. A lot of builders are filing bankruptcy because their properties are not selling. And they're having to pay interest on what they build. So a lot of the new subdivisions are leasing the houses. Pharaoh, leave my people alone. Let my people go. But since we gonna be here, I'm gonna shield and protect my people when all chaos is going on. See, the Lord let me know in Esther, they sent out a decree to kill all the Jews. But God let Malachi see something. And he overheard that they were going to try to unalive the king, two of his closest people. Word got back to the king. They said, who told you this? They said, the man that sits outside the gate named Malachi the Jew. Yeah. Joseph, false accused. Because see, the kings didn't let no men run around they women in their house unless you was eunuchs. That means cut off. Or like your president that you got. Ain't got nothing. And so the wife wanted a little yummy so bad, he ran out of his coat and she swore he tried to fool with her. Potiphar's old nasty little wife, little concubine. And so he had to go through a chain of things. The first PPP loans. He was put in a pit, which took him directly as a servant in the house of what? Potiphar. And then from there he went to where? Prison. Then from now he made his way through the promises of God. Gave him a gift to see stuff and to be able to interpret dreams. It put him in the palace. For who? For us. For when? The 7 years of bad, famine, 7 years of good, favor. Then there's old Daniel. His dad and them lost the war. He was a prince. And you had to look a certain way to be in the king's court, and the king got him, and Rashak, Meshach, and Abednego. Say they're going to come for us because we got his kid. Never did come for him. But he said 3 times a day I'm going to pray toward Israel. And I'm going to eat from what I know is right and not from his table. And then we got old Esther that was working in the back and living with her cousin because her parents was deceased. He adopted her and raised her as his own. And she didn't want to go. They rounded them up. She fit the criteria. A beautiful virgin. Moral of my story is sit back and relax and put on your headgear. I want you to get ready for a trip through the atmosphere. We're so embedded in the biblical sense because there's nothing new under the sun. And when you find out when we are in captivity, God raises somebody up. Samson and Delilah. Samson's mama wanted a baby. Moab and her husband, her and Moab. God gave her the desires of her heart, but he raised that child to get us out of bondage from the Philistines. And even though he didn't have no sense, and he told a woman that slept with everybody his secret, and even though he did dirty stuff and gave his mom and daddy honey out of the dead lion, and you know they were under the promise, God used him, his strength, and his blind, ignorant self to push those pillars down and kill himself and them Philistines to set us free. What are you saying? We're going to be free by any means necessary. If my people, which are called by my name, will humble themselves, pray, seek my face, and turn from your wicked ways, then can I hear from heaven, forgive their sins, and heal the land. You know what, Skittles? We're going to keep talking about Esther. And the only reason why you over here, I want y'all to screenshot. Go find Skittles and screenshot it. Do it for me before I block Skittles. And the reason why I'm saying to do that, they use black people images. Did anybody, who blocked Skittles? I didn't say block Skittles yet. I said screenshot Skittles. See, y'all don't do stuff right. That's evident that they use black faces and cartoon characters like they cult leader. I wanted y'all to screenshot so you could see how they blame stuff on people of color. But they stand for SA and children. MEGA is not make A great again. It's not A. It's AS great again. That's what it stands for. Make A great again. Yeah. MEGA. Maggots. Make A great again. If you voted, you support child Asian. You support SA. You support pedophiles. You're sick. You're disturbed. You're twisted. You're demented. You need the Lord. It's not a black person, but it's a black image, a black cartoon character. They did it in Atlanta. They did it in Atlanta during the shutdown when they were burning up Wendy's and painting their faces black. You can't really make a dumb person smart. The only reason why they're there, they're not intelligent. They've had over, anybody live in New York know they done had over 15 bankruptcies. They're not a good business person. They make their money from suing people. But you can be dumb as bricks and become the president of the United Free World. We're on to you. And you want it to be a race war so bad, but we drinking our water and going to pee. We drinking our tea and saying, "Sishi washi kushi 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 ka eshakashako." We saying, "Bini hana sika sana shika makalaka." Sweet and sour sauce and chicken fried rice. And that 600,000 Chinese folks you want to bring over here, they said, "No, thank you. Oh, no, we don't eat fried rice. We eat white rice. We don't eat what's on the buffet. Buffet give you diabetes, full of sugar. We eat our food with you like I like. You cool. They said, no, thank you. They said, no, thank you. No, thank you. We don't want to go to college in the United States. No, thank you. You will not get no money off of us. So we went from having 372,000 foreigners registered in our universities and our colleges to 272, and it's done dropped 272,000. Just said Benny, honey, suki sauce, sinky sauce. No, thank you. Then we went, and you want to mess with the HBCUs, but you wasn't smart enough to realize in the HBCU, you are the minority. We're just the majority. You can get grants. You're the minority. The YTs are the minorities that go there. We're the majority. And then Chinese people own some HBCUs because we let it slip through our hands. So they do have some colleges that they own here. Just like they own that bacon company in Atlanta. That Black Label Bacon. The Yellowstone Park. So see, just as much as we own land in other countries, they own land here. And then you're going to sit around here and get Argentina some money. And Argentina was like, I don't care nothing about y'all. We're going to sell our beef to China. And then we're going to sell them soybean. So that knocked the cattle business. That's why beef is up. You better drop it. That's what your leader of the free world said. The reason why they buying their beef from Argentina, because America is just too high. Now he pleading with China to come back and buy from these soybean people who losing their farms. See, one thing about a black farmer, we don't have nothing no more but about 8 million acres of black farming. Once upon a time, we had about 16 million. We ain't had nothing to lose, dude. We know how to make it. We know how to be broker than a joke, dude. Make sure y'all share this because they ain't going to share it. They holding me back. Today is Thursday. It's thirsty. Now tomorrow be Thursday. Today is Thursday. Thinking of a master plan. Trying to get myself out of the sand. Gotta drain the swamp and do something. Cause I'm thinking of a master plan. Oh, thinking of a master plan. How to erase all the stuff out the Epstein salt. I'm thinking of a master plan. Release the books. Let me go through myself. Thinking of a master plan. Ooh. Oh, whose name do I see right there? What? Thinking of a master plan. You like to grab them boys and grab them gals. Thinking of a master plan. They say you try to mess with your daughter right above where I live. Thinking of a master plan. I gotta go in here and get my nails done. Thinking of a master plan. For you and your friends. Thirst trap. You little egg-sucking dog, you. I have been in a position where my life was jacked up by a sexual predator. And they still walk around free. And anybody that support the fact that there was an island full of poor YT children that were promised stuff and treated just like a actual toy. You're sick, and you're just like your cult leader. And the Bible said, whatsoever a man thinketh, so is he. So as you see, I don't hang with black people or white people that think that they are poor. Whatsoever man thinketh, you better think yourself rich. I don't hang with people that think they sick. You might be sick, but you better think yourself well. Because as you see, you got a whole mega group of people that think like the cult leader. And that's dangerous. They're sick. Don't let your kids spend the night. Don't let your kids hang around their kids. I never let my children spend the night with nobody because what happened to me and nobody did nothing. And I still got to look at that person. They still let them come to our family things. Had a discussion with my mother over it. They don't care. They didn't care back then. And it looked like people don't care now. That's been an issue in my life. All my life, nobody cared. My sister, who saved me and protected me. And that's why I don't let Bird spend the night with nobody. I never let Kale. They friends could come to my house. It'll mess you up. And then when you finally give your goods up, and when you finally get with somebody, you know, over the course of when you finally get with somebody, you got to tell them, you know, listen, you know, it woke up feelings. It made you become promiscuous. You don't get over it. You just get through it. And if you ain't never been there, you can't tell nobody to get over it. All you can do is tell people to get through it. And you know how I got through it? Because I made sure my children didn't experience that experience. And that's why I don't play with people's children. And that's why I don't tell people kids. If Willie little girl come and she don't want to hug me, I'm not going to do this. I give you a piece of candy. Can I get it? No. Don't you offer me $1 and don't you offer me a piece of candy. That's excursion. That's you coercing that child. She don't want to hug you? She don't want to hug you. I don't play with people's children. I love babies and say goodness gracious. That's your child. I don't play with people's children. That's why I could never be no usher. I ain't taking nobody's child to the bathroom. Sorry. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know if they asked God for forgiveness or not. They didn't ask me for it. They still lied about it. My life. Mr. Jerry, I put your package in the mail yesterday. Mr. Jerry C. And it was always Kim folks because you didn't stay with nobody else but Kim people. So you think I care anything about this wet duck, wet back, orange, overly painted billionaire that keeps spraying himself orange and dyeing his hair? You think I care? Do you really think I care? You know what I do? I pray for those that have rule over me. Because you can't dig a ditch deep enough. That's why you better thank God for forgiveness. Because man don't forgive like God, even though we're supposed to. We never shall forget. And they kept trying to say everybody that voted Democrat believed in abortion. So I'm saying today, anybody that's mega believe in SA. And you're a predator with your cult leader. You know better than that David guy that was over the Mormons. You're caught. You're Latter-day Jehovah Witness saint. That's what you are. Of the Latter-day Saints. Of the Caucasus Mountains. Through the Himalayas. Over there in Eswatini. That oversized seahorse. Because that's what he looked like, a seahorse. I don't play about that. And my sister had dealt with it from another side of the family, and she saw the signs. And she walked in on him. And he was getting ready to unzip to start rubbing me. 6 years freaking old. No, sir. And I was scared to death because I said they was going to get me beat. And when she took me outside, I kept saying, please, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I was peeing on myself. But God had a ram in the bush for me. A grown man. I'm 6, they 21. Could have messed me up for the rest of my life. And did open the door for sexual things in my mind and my feelings below. Introduced it. So you voted for him. That's what you are. You're a predator. You deal with little children. And you're sick. And I won't want you back on my page for nothing. And I hope you're on the outside listening. Because you're not welcome over here. Ever again. And I never say your names. Ever again. You might as well unfollow me. I don't care who's accused. See, that's your problem right now. I don't care, Wendy Sims. Anybody that's in those files. It don't matter what. Don't come with no Biden mess with me. Because if he in there, he deserve it too. But the problem is, he ain't in there. See, that's y'all problem when y'all justify sickness. Whoever in there, whether they DMs, reps, whatever. It don't matter. You dealing with children. Hey, Chi-Town Tip. Pedophile is what it is. So don't start talking about it. And you can't mention Obama. And you can't mention Michelle because they ain't in there. Sorry. Can't hang that on that black man. You said you voted for him? Cheryl, Burnett, you said, I voted for him. What is your son? Oh, well, my son may be the same thing your president is. Because the last time I checked, he was sucking peen. That's the last time I checked. That's the last time I checked. And don't tell me I got hate for white people. Because evidently y'all got hate for people of color. And you always did. And especially some of you YT women, y'all mad because they love our stuff so much. That you couldn't keep them off of us. Even when we came from the fields smelling like hot sweat. And you's an apist too. And your daddy was one. And your mama. All of y'all pedophiles. And it ain't no trying it. Wendy Sims, whoever is listed in the Epstein's need to be punished. And she probably sit there and then let her daughter go with her boyfriend. When you can come and justify the sick, they gonna turn against him. Did I tell you in the book of Esther? They turned against Haman. Haman is gonna be 45, 47. And the very nuisance stuff that he's planting, he gonna hang bound. And then Van Dinkelwinkle is gonna marry Charlie Kirk's wife. And he gonna divorce his. And they just like they cult leader. And you notice she said I had anger toward white people. But you do know you got black mega. But she don't see them. They pawns in a Ponzi scheme. That let you know a black vote is a half of a vote. I thought we was talking about maggots. Make A great again. Little boys. But she only said I was hollering at YT people. So you black maggots, that's indicator they don't see y'all as maggots, mega, maybe. You might want to come back across the river. We're going to build the ark again. If you don't get in this time, it's not going to be by water, but fire. So we're going to build a big old dugout so we all can be safe when the fire comes and we come back and you come back. They said over there in the Jehovah's Witnesses that the paradise is going to come back to the earth. And you don't come with us this time. It won't be water, but it's going to be fire next time. You can burn. You might want to come back over here across the street. Jeanette Black Turner, you better tell him we're going to be digging a tunnel. It's going to take us to the paradise. We're going to be under the sea. And everything's burning up. We're just going to have a whole bubble of water over us. And y'all don't want to be there. It's land under the sea. You're just going to miss out again. Because you think that they trust you and you think that they like you. In the meantime and in between time, the cult leader likes pain. Makes sense now to me. Because the Vice P, he wear eyeliner. His eyes darker than mine. How much money is they spending on makeup in that black White House? How many hamburgers can you eat? How clotted is your... You can barely walk and your hands looking to be the color of my face. And I got a mustache I won't get rid of. And you look like your hands look like they do too. They turning. They look gray like the sky. I got to go in here and get my Twitter twatter hands did, you see. I got to be on TikTok, you don't stop, and I got to do some things. He looks gray. He looks like he's a walking embalming fluid. Like they put half a bottle. He only gets one bottle. He's not big. I'd have to have 2 bottles of embalming fluid. But thank you for the time that you've given me. The memories are more in my life. And if I have to live my life over again, you're once, you're twice, you're 3 times a pedophile. And I don't love you. So I'm going to go on about my business and I'm going to bounce. I'm going to bounce. I'm going to go in here and get my toes done for sure. I don't know about these. And I'm going to have my little lunch. I'm going to go mail my stuff off and go try to find me a pen. Why didn't you talk love and peace and serve others? We don't have to do that over here. Girl, I actually feel sorry for you. Bet you say anything about Obama and Big. Obama is amazing. He's not in the Epstein files. Your master is. And you mad because you can't do nothing. One thing God did when he did put Obama in office, he mixed the races, honey. Oh, Lord, Obama had his mama living over there in Hawaii and his daddy was from Kenya. And he's smart and he's educated. And he was one of the best presidents that we had. And I don't have to talk about him right now. It's about your cult leader. It's about all the money that's leaving this country and you say we broke. It's about everything you destroying that your people gonna need later on. It's about not having love at home first. Don't block her. Honey, y'all don't block her. Just eat her up. Because a cult leader sends their people. And now she don't like Marjorie Taylor Greene. Because he told them not to like her. Poor Marjorie, she might as well come over my house. And let me cook her something with some margarine. She might as well come on and stop by my house and let me recruit her to the coat of many colors. She might as well come on over because they done called her Trader Joe's. Yeah, somebody's big mad. Somebody's daddy's been digging in the butt. Somebody's daddy's been swallowing some nuts. Somebody's daddy is in the Epstein files. And somebody's daddy's going down, down, down. Somebody's daddy's not going to get no cheeseburgers. And somebody's daddy has been messing with another. Somebody's daddy loves to pat little girls on his lap. Some daddies love to go clap, clap, clap. Poker man sitting on the fence. Poker man small, you can't see him that much. Get an eyeful of the poke, and that's all you gonna feel. My God from Zion. Poker man don't know what nothing feel like. Poker say, I don't know. Me so horny. Poker man said, I can't do nothing but watch now. I'm so old. I can taste the dirt in the back of my throat. Charlie Kirk's wife, she's looking to the hills from which comes her help. Every time she on live, she just, I don't know, the Lord is still, the wings, the moon, the bones, I don't even know what's this and that. She just be looking to the hills. I don't know what she be looking at. She be stargazing. And I just see part of my husband in Dickle Winkle who wears eyeliner and he was running through Disney World like he had a little sugar in his tank. I'll tell you one thing about my son. I adopted my son. And whatever might be in him didn't run in my family. It ran from the family he came out of. I don't have his generational curses. I just chose to be a mother and give him love. So you can't come to me about nothing. And anything you want to ask my son, you asked him. So you can't hurt me. And you can't come for me. I live my truth. But one thing for certain, two for certain. He ain't messing around with nobody's child. And he ain't been on no island and taking pictures with a pedophile. Pull your drawers down. He might want a little girl. He might want a little boy. I don't know. Same thing as your cult leader. Don't judge nobody else if you ain't gonna judge him. Son don't care what y'all think. He's 35 years old. He might have want a little winky and a little stinky. I don't know. He don't come and sit down and say, oh, mama, I had a little fish tonight. Oh, mama, I had a little boosie. Ooh, mama, I had a little koosie. You worried about it because you're sick like that. Most people worry about who's zooming who and what's going in and out. Your mind is on the wrong thing. You need to wonder why he parting a lot of sick people like that. Why you worried about it? You better protect those names. You better not let them victims' names get out. Because, you know, I just read 5 victim cases. Yeah, 5 cases where he's paid over $16 million for forced course with underage. Neverland, Michael Jackson, Neverland. Baby, he went to Neverland. You should be the last person throwing anybody's name around. All you mega maggots are pedophiles. You're sick. I'm scared of you. I can feel your spirit. I don't want you around me. I don't want you to. I don't care who you are. Classmate or not, do not touch me. Don't say nothing to me. I beseech you, my brethren, because I'm going to read you like a book and tell you how sick and twisted you are, that y'all like cheering. Now, you better let me go on and do what I came to do. If you live in my area, don't speak to me. I'm Sherlock Holmes, and y'all have left a lot of clues. And some stuff is revealing itself. And I dare somebody need to disbar Pam Bundy and let her go back to Al Bundy. Because you said there was nothing in those files and you closed that case. Now he telling you to open it up for the Democrats. When a person that ain't involved and don't know what's in the files, how do you know Democrats are in there? How can you call out J.P. Morgan and Chase? How do you know they in there? Oh, because you got financial records through them sending money for the Epsom salt. How you know they in there? Trying to mess with the banks that's got transactions that went through. You call certain names for certain reasons. You're not very smart. Oh, midterm is finna turn it around and they gonna be into it so bad. 2026, y'all just sit back and eat y'all bologna sandwiches and y'all cereal. Let y'all kids move in. This is not our battle. It's not our battle. My white people that believe, my black people that believe in Jesus, this is not our battle. This is the battle of the reps and the megas. They're going to devour each other. Just don't get involved. Just go get you something to eat and stay at home. You ain't got no money. You can't never give me nothing. Go sit down somewhere. And act like it was back in the day, you know, when you had to go build a fire. You didn't have nothing else to do but stay outside around the fire and smell like the barrel. Go back to the days of old. Get you some Viennas. Go stock up in the days of plenty. Ignore. They're going to be fussing and fighting, fussing. We ain't got nothing to do with it. They're going to come saying to you, they're going to say, well, we need the church to play church. Pharaoh, let my people go. That's all you need to say. Just say what God has said. Just turn your mouth to the side like the Joker. I want a hack so they go out of business. Because I want to do a crossword puzzle with all the words. M-A-K-E. We're going to change some letters in it. A-M-E-R-I-C-A. I see some letters in there. G-R-E-A-T. I see some letters in there. A-G-A-I-N. I see some letters. We might can play a crossword puzzle. We might can leave some of the letters in hidden spots. Because Peter Thiel has groomed your president, Van Dinkelwinkle. And they have bought up farms together. You see, my dear? They're in business together. And they don't need that no more. They let them do all the nasty, dirty, don't have a conscience work. They sick of him. They can barely stomach 2 years of this mess. For certain, that's all they getting. 2 years. They sick of it. And he will have to rescind and be said they sick and unable to continue. The same way we know Lyndon B. Johnson took over because of what happened to President Kennedy. History repeating itself, and everything that he put together and everything that Theodore Roosevelt put together, he had to undo it and make it permanently fixed. And then there's going to be what we call a Great Depression. People just going to be losing money left and right. Oh, by the way, you know, he's big on Bitcoin. So our money, I don't even know if $1 is worth 50 cents. But I guess that was a prime example when we were in the shutdown and they didn't have no coins. They were trying to see what it was going to be like when they did not produce pennies and dimes and nickels and quarters. They're going to get rid of them. They're going to try to replace our money and money with his face on it. Well, precious hearts, I love y'all. I've got blessed enough to go get me some lunch. And I'm going to go in here and get my feet done. But, honey, when I tell you, no. You don't have to worry about those files. They're not smart enough. You don't know who they hired. Y'all don't know who your new FBI agents are that they hired to go through these files. Let me tell you something when people speak from the grave. Let me tell you something when you work with a crook like Epstein. He had paper trails on everybody. He knew that they was going to get him. And he knew he wasn't going to go down by himself. You can't ever think you covered everything. Because the day you think you covered everything is going to be the day you skipped over something. Hello, Wells Fargo. Well, hey, JP, call Chase and let's get this thing going. Well, why did they mention us? I don't even have a blankety-blank thing to do with that old red-headed cooter. That's Wells Fargo. Very proper. I have no idea. JP, you know, I barely wet the blanket with that man. If you hadn't introduced us, you and Chase, I wouldn't have known. I really can hold my own weight at this point. He's just messing it up because the building supplies are so high, that the houses are so high that you're getting $500,000 home on a cement slab, and even with the low interest rates, you're trying to do 50-year mortgages is ridiculous. I did try to call Bank of America. They got the phone off the hook. That's normal. They don't even want to do short sales. Yeah. So he can drop the interest rates to 2%. The fact that the builders are having to return lumber, and that the lumber and stuff is so high, and that half of the places are being rented, we just are not in good shape. They're laughing at us in other countries. Who told you? The other leaders over there in the countries. They even got videos that say, eat all your food. There are children starving in America. Ha ha ha. And, by the way, Epsom Salt's brother, has other things that he has yet to release, just in case it was tampered. On why we've been dealing with these, even in Biden's day. Why did we sit on this stuff? It's crazy. And you had the Saudi Arabia man that loves to behead Americans, smelling like wild onions in a forest of fresh onions being cut by a lawnmower, standing next to you, bowing down, because you want every dignitary, every prime minister and king. There's one prime minister you don't really like, though. That's Barron's daddy. Yeah, the prime minister of Canada. He look just like him, don't he? I don't care how you try to swoop his hair. He just got his daddy face. Oh, and the way your wife just lit up at the prime minister of Canada is the same way Charlie Kirk's wife lights up with Van Dinkelwinkle. Boy, it's just something in your face when you love what you love. Somebody, hey, somebody. Yeah, I'm going to get off of here before I get you really mad at me. You might want to find somebody else to play with, because I got to go get my nails and I got to get my toes done. And I love y'all. Come on, Rosalind. We only got an hour. We got to get back in the field before it rains and turn in medicine, Rosalind. Rosalind. Hello, Rosalind. Are you going to come? Elders said we can be friends. Rosalind, they're not going to disfellowship you. They just said you need to come back. They put you inactive like you're on family vacation. Rosalind. Hello, Rosalind? Rosalind, come on, let's go eat. Rosalind. Elder said we only got an hour for lunch. Rosalind's not there.